gonna be fun. Are you ready? Not really.
Not really.
Are you nervous?
I am.
Oh, that's good. That's gonna make it fun.
Cause I'm nervous?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That makes it good for you.
Okay. Well, you know. Yeah, we have an audience. And welcome. It's the next episode of the End Podcast Show. Welcome. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming back. Look at me knocking. Now you got me nervous. That
Good. At least I'm not alone.
Angie isn't with us this week, so I got to do this solo dolo. Well, with the help of Aja Myhe. How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
Yes.
She's nervous, so we're going to take it easy on her. Aja Myhe is the owner of
Aja Myhe Wax and Beauty Lounge.
Look, I gotta get the mic a little closer. Or you're gonna have to speak up.
Okay.
Either way. So I'm happy that Aja is here. She fits the standard of the guests that I'm looking for, at least for this season, of people who have done great things, starting from next to nothing. Or would you say nothing?
I say nothing.
Nothing. Right. So when I met Aja, she was one of my regular customers, because I drive people around for dollars. And, when I first started picking her up, I was dropping her off to somebody else's place, and she was doing her thing, basically renting out a room or renting out a table and doing her thing. And within how long?
A year.
A year, she went from renting out a space to having her own space.
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, that's big. That's huge. So, how's it been?
It's been a roller coaster ride. It really has, but at the end of the day, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yes.
It's worth it.
Yes.
So, you started out when I first saw your facility. It was just you.
It was just me at the time. Yes, I was renting out. I think it was like 120 square feet that I was renting. Just a little small room just to do my waxing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a shared lobby with like 27 other people. So it got to the point where with that little lobby, I had people waiting outside the room. And I'm like, you know what? It's that time.
It's that time.
It's that time.
That's dope. All right. So that's a lot. That's pretty quick in terms of growth, right?
Yes, very quick. So then, when I got the new space, I had 2 rooms.
Okay.
Now, each one of those rooms is double what I had before. So I think they're like 2-something in square feet. I had those. It took me, about a year and a half. And then I'm like, I need some more space because the girl that I brought on with me, she started getting busy too.
Okay.
So I kept mentioning something like, okay, I need the whole building. And grace of God, the building became available. So now I have 4 rooms.
So
4 rooms and too many employees to be in that space.
Man, that's a great problem to have, actually. Quite honest with you. So where is your spot located at?
I am located in Newport, 2417 West Newport Pike.
Okay. It's kind of in the cut. And, of course, we're going to give people the opportunity to be able to reach out to you several times. And actually, I'll put the graphics up on the video as well.
Okay.
So how do they find you, contact you? Like, what's the best way to contact you?
You can contact me. The best way to contact is to call our phone number, which is 302-597-7444. Or you can just visit our website, which is ajamye.com, and that's AJAMYHE.com.
Yeah, that's a dope name. So, so what's the plan? So, what are you looking to do next as you're growing? What do you have in mind?
So I want to stick with my original goal. So when I first set out, my goal was to be one of the biggest wax places in Delaware.
Okay.
So that's where we're going. We're
That's
still, yeah. So we're here. We're growing. We are a family of 5 now.
Okay.
So there's 5 of us, and like I said, we're starting to out. Well, we do outgrow this building because everybody can't get the hours that they want because we have to share the space. So we're currently in the process of looking for something else, and we're going to keep this building because this is the beginning.
Right.
So I always made that vow that if I ever move out, if I have to move on, this building stays here.
Got you.
So I could just remember where I came from. So
absolutely. And I really want to reiterate, like, this is in the span of like 2 years. So that's actually amazing because a lot of, people usually don't get that kind of success in such a short period of time. And, so, yeah, some more audience, some more claps and all that stuff. So that's great. So people who are new to waxing, see, this is going to be your opportunity to convince some folks who have never gotten waxed, who are shaving. Why waxing over shaving?
Okay, so when you shave, you pretty much shave every couple days, every day in some cases.
Yeah.
For most people, I know shaving causes irritation. You get ingrowns over time. It can darken the skin because of the abrasiveness of the razor. Difference between shaving and waxing, you only have to do it once a month. If you're getting a Brazilian, certain areas you do have to do every 2 weeks. But the whole point of waxing, it removes the hair from the follicle. The hair has to regrow. So because it has to regrow, it takes its time coming back. So you don't see that hair for a couple of weeks. The hair comes back when it does grow. It's thinner, it's finer. And over time, you eventually, with the regular waxing, you kill certain follicles, and there's times where you don't even see that hair grow back in certain areas.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, all right, that sounds like a good thing.
Yep. No stubbliness, no itching when it grows back, like just smooth baby skin.
Okay. All right. So if I wanted to come in for a wax, right? How much hair do I need to have before it's like viable for me to actually come in and be able to?
So for anyone who has shaved or nared or used any kind of hair removal, like an epilator or anything like that, you want to let your hair grow back for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
The longer, the better. I mean, it's not all the way around the board, but if you come to us, if your hair is too long, we will trim it.
Okay.
To the appropriate length, but at least 2 weeks.
So actually, it might be better to have you guys trim it, right? Wouldn't it be better, like if you don't know when to come in, because like you can always trim it versus not having enough? And
exactly.
Right?
If you don't have enough hair, we can't wax it.
So, you have how many staff members?
There's 5 of us.
There's 5 of us.
Yes.
And so if I'm a new customer, how do I choose
Who to go to?
Yes.
Well, I have trained all of my girls except for one.
Okay.
So if you come, no matter who you go to, you're getting the same quality of service.
Oh, you hear that guarantee?
Guarantee.
That's dope. Okay. So now, are you open to training? Like, say someone doesn't really have a vocation or whatnot. Are you open to training somebody too?
You know what? That's future plans. Yes, I am trying to get a manual together so I can train. I did take a class in Boston the beginning of last year to be a wax trainer, but that's for a specific line.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I don't like that line, but I want to keep the options open as far as waxing because every wax is different in some kind of way.
Got you. How about creating your own products? Is that something that you've done?
That's in the future too.
Okay. I mean, all right. Yeah, see, it's all about planning. So, and I know right now we're talking about a lot about just the process of waxing and whatnot. But I mean, let's not forget, like, I want to reiterate the growth, the progression, I mean, you done come a long way. I lost her as a customer when she got a car. I'm like, damn, man. I mean, it happens a lot. But I mean, she was really on some regular stuff. And now every once in a while I catch her daughter, pick her up from her situation. So I guess, kind of still a connection there.
Kind of still. We got to get you someone else. She's about to get a car soon.
Oh, see? Oh man, but hey, that's all good things. So let's see. Are you ready to like delve into the questions that are you feeling like relaxed enough?
I guess so.
Oh my gosh. So here we have the standard 8 questions that everyone is asked, and the whole idea is so that people who are listening, who are hopefully like contemplating chasing their dreams, they get to kind of get an idea of the mentality that it takes, the mind state, mind frame, and just the fact that it's not easy. It's never easy. So they can see how Aja has overcome or dealt with things, and then maybe they can apply it to their lives. So, all right, let's do question number 1. What motivates you in your professional career?
Okay, so what motivates me? Well, my number one motivation of all career in all things is my children. Okay. That's my number one motivation. Okay. As far when it comes to the career, basically, I set out to do something when I started. When I realized that I love waxing, I set out to do something. Because at the time that I came in 6 years ago into waxing, it wasn't really big in Delaware. Right. So a franchise pretty much came into the area. And at that time, for everybody, it was like Spanish. Nobody really had one. Everybody heard stories online and they were scared. So my motivation for this was to change. I sum it up in a phrase by saying change the world one Brazilian wax at a time. Okay. So I wanted to convince people it is not that bad. Okay. So every time I get the opportunity to do that, that motivates me just a little bit more. Okay. All like right. I'm doing this. Okay. All right. We'll cheer to that. Do you have male customers? I do.
And what are they getting waxed?
Same thing, women are getting waxed. So yes, so I do offer head to toe body waxing, but primarily everybody that steps through that door is getting a Brazilian. Male Brazilian, female Brazilian. So have you gotten a Brazilian?
No, I've never been waxed, so I have no idea.
You can't be interviewing me if you haven't tried the services.
No, actually, I can. See, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna hit the laugh button. Anyway, yeah, no, I thought about it, but yeah, you just don't know. I didn't know. So, I mean, you have how that works. So that might be a whole nother podcast experience, huh?
True.
Me getting waxed. I don't know. So from head to toe. So you telling me you're waxing heads?
You know what? No. I'm like I said, 99% of the services that we do are Brazilians.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. You get the occasional underarm, eyebrow, lip, but everybody's worried about maintaining down there.
Yeah.
It's important.
It is important. It is important for certain activities and whatnot. Just makes you feel good.
Self-care.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So question 2. Was there a particular moment that woke you up and caused you to throw caution to the wind and aggressively bet on yourself?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Taking it back to the beginning. So when I started out, everything was good. I knew this is what I wanted to do. However, for whatever reason, it didn't work out where I originally started at. So I set out my original plan. I had contacted some people in the beginning trying to get them to just open up that dream shop.
Right.
That didn't work out. So I'm like, okay, I need something. So I end up finding through one of my friends this job. When I say the most humbling experience ever, I'm like, you know what? once I get out this situation, this will never be my situation again. So I immediately, I like took a check, started getting all my stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it at home. I'm gonna do it at my mom's house. So that's what, that was the thing that pretty much just like jumped me. It was just being in that experience and just being at for what I believe to be the lowest of the lowest. So it was very humbling to me. It woke me up that as good as you can have it 1 minute, that quickly you could go back to being right back at the bottom. So
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah, okay. All right. I guess we won't talk about the job. We won't talk about the
No,
job.
you don't want to know
We
about
don't want to know about that. That might be a whole nother thing. So,
yeah.
All right. So, question number 3: what has been unexpectedly difficult about your professional journey, and what has been unexpectedly easy, if there is,
anything? So the most difficult thing is I really have no background in business whatsoever. So the difficult thing for me is kind of learning the processes and just figuring out my own little, because I'm pretty much figuring it out as we go along. Sometimes you put things in place and they don't work, readjusting and having to do something all over.
Right.
And just learning just the aspects of business all the way around. So,
yeah. That's called faking it until you make it, right?
Pretty much.
right. That's exactly what that is. You faking it until you make it. So, okay.
So then on the easiest part on me is like keep retaining the clients that come in. Okay. Customer service has always been a thing of mine. So knowing how to take care of somebody and show them that hospitality and make them feel good, and that comes easy.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Because it is all about customer service. And if, you want people to feel comfortable and they feel comfortable, they come back, especially if they're getting great service,
True story.
Yeah. Okay. So you going through these questions quick. I like that. All right. So question number 4. In what ways, good and or bad, has your life changed?
So good. I think for my family, period, it's been good. We've been able to do things. I have that work-life balance, being able to be with my kids. My kids are everything. Like, if I'm not at work, I'm with my children, or we're out doing something for work together. Like, and then just opportunities, meeting new people, networking. Like, I met you. If it wasn't for the job, I wouldn't have met you.
Right.
Just experiences. I've been all over. Training in Boston, competitions in Vegas.
Competitions. All right. Come on. Wait. We got waxing competitions. How does that work?
So I just found out about it last year, and I entered in. I went this year. We went in June to Vegas for a waxing competition where you have to take a model out there and compete against other people in the U.S. For that title of best waxer in the U.S.
So what are they?
So originally it was supposed to be a Brazilian, which I was for it because that's what I do. But when we got there, I think because so many people came from out of state and actually across the world to compete in the competition, finding somebody to volunteer to do a Brazilian would have been hard, so they switched it. So we had to do a lower arm, an eyebrow, a lip and chin for the competition.
They punked out.
I was so ready. I had my model prepped.
I mean, there are a lot of free spirits out there that people just have no shame. So I can't imagine that it would really be that difficult to just...
Right? In Vegas, of all places, right?
The home of the porn awards, the adult movie awards and all that. So, yeah, they really did punk out on that one. So, lower arm, eyebrow, that kind of... yeah, wax designs. You
know what I do? I don't get enough people to request them though. I've done a heart. I've done an initial. I'm like, can somebody please do a lightning bolt or something? Eiffel Tower.
We'll talk offline about all that. Not with me, but I got ideas. We might be able to help you out with all that. Get more of that. So, all right. So, question number 5. What has been your greatest accomplishment? And what has been your greatest mistake? And how did you recover from that mistake?
So my greatest accomplishment thus far would just be staying in the game, like creating that name for myself in the wax industry, right. Just that brand. So you guys will be the first to know that we just won Reader's Choice 2019 Best Waxing in Delaware. And I haven't announced it on social media yet. But yes, this is actually the second year in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's heavy. That's really good. Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's been really good to me. Greatest mistake.
If there is one, there doesn't have to be one.
Just being transparent. Yeah, greatest mistake is just kind of rushing things through in the beginning. I really feel like, before, if I would have knowing what I wanted, but then that comes with the fact that I knew nothing about business.
Right.
If I would have lined everything up first before just taking that jump off the cliff, then things would have probably went through a little bit smoother, but growing pains. And,
Absolutely.
I'm in it to win it, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, people should seek out the people who know the answers to the questions they don't even know to ask, which can be hard, So, because it's like, well, if I don't know the questions I need to ask, how do I know somebody knows the answers? But I also feel like what you did worked.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because that's what makes you better. You don't get better from just being successful out the gate every time. You actually get better and grow from getting scraped up as you jumped off the cliff, and you're, before the parachute opens and you're bouncing off the rocks, as Steve Harvey would say in his little analogy when he talked about taking the leap. Those things make you better. They make you stronger, and they actually prepare you for the larger challenges that will come ahead. So, all right, cool. All right. If you could go back in time and give yourself advice, how far back in time would you go? Like, what was that? What would be the age? And what would you tell the younger you?
Ooh, this question is going to stumble me, so I'm just going to keep it simple. So if I could go back, what age would I go back? I would probably go back to maybe around 20.
Okay.
And I say that because I've always been someone that has had these great ideas, these grand schemes. Let's do this. Let's do this. So part of my problem over the years, and what probably took me up until when it did to finally, get that push, was that I kept trying to recruit everybody to come along for this ride.
Right.
And, in the beginning, you're real motivated. Everybody's on board for it. And then over time, that's what separates the people who really want to do it, and it just sounds good.
Right.
So there's been so many ideas that I'm look back and, like, there are companies now that benefit really big for them. I'm talking about multi-million-dollar companies right now.
Right.
The ideas, I'm like, I had that idea. Like, I would tell my younger self, just do it. Don't even worry about who's going to come with you. Just follow your dreams.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. That's great. That's great advice. And that's something that even with all my endeavors that I've already accepted and realized, and it's like now I move on my own, because a lot of people, they might love the idea, but if they don't see a direct like an initial benefit, like either money or whatever, or if it's not their idea, it's a crapshoot as to how long they're gonna hang on until they like fall off and do their own thing. So, yeah, that is great advice to the 20-year-old you. Hopefully, your daughter's over there listening and picking up on that. Hint. She wouldn't. We tried to get her on camera. She's like, nah, I'm gonna sit over here. So I don't blame her. All right. So, what goals are you working towards, and in what ways are you preparing yourself to tackle those goals?
So I mentioned a few. We're looking to expand. I'm also looking to start training. I'm actually, my daughter, I'm kind of sad that she doesn't want to sit over here because we're in the process of creating that line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
so giving my baby a piece of the pie, you got to pass it down.
That is, yeah. If she
So,
wants it, pass it down.
yeah.
But
So she know, you know what? She's really, I mean, she's an inspiration in itself because she's a very, very motivated. She's 18, very motivated.
okay.
You give her a task, it doesn't take long before it gets done. So,
That means
but so yeah, so those are a few of the things that I want to do. I do have more, but we're going to take it step by step. So
Absolutely.
those are the first three things that I'm working on.
that is dope. That's incredible. Baby steps. All about the baby steps. All right. So last question. Life has decided to kick you in your ass with a major disappointment, heartbreak, career hit, etc., etc. Whatever. What's the first thing you do to start the recovery process?
You just gotta get up. You just gotta get up. Like you can't. I say this all the time. Like this is one thing that I feel like I preach to a lot of people about. It's like not dwelling on what that situation that you're going through, because you got stuff to do in this life. You got to get up and bounce back as quick as possible. I mean, it's easier said than done, but
Right. But
that's how I would handle it.
okay. More great advice. More great advice. So if you wax as well as you offer perspective, you're badass. So
I think I do. I heard I got the magic hand.
that is cool. All right. Well, so what we're gonna do, we've done the questions. We're gonna take a break. Come back. Yeah, see? It's not so bad. Not so bad. And after we come back, we got more stuff to talk about. So hang in there. We'll see you on the other side.
All right. Said we doing too much.
Yeah, doing too much. Hey, and we are back. Back. How you feeling?
Better.
Better? Okay. Good. So back to the men that
Yes.
you wax. Are they apprehensive? I mean, how does that, do you have to give therapy? I mean, I guess if they walk through the door, like they've already kind of gotten committed to the thing. But I mean, physiologically, things might happen. And
True.
what happen? How do you handle that? Like,
I just keep waxing. I do. So I have
she's such a professional.
my male clientele has grown over the years. So I mean, no, it just happens. It's part of life. I just keep waxing. I know one time I had some guy like, "Oh, I'm sorry, so I'm sorry." He was like, and I'm like, "No, you're fine." He was like, "Oh, you don't mind?" I'm like, "No, not when I'm waxing that area." Threw some wax on it.
Oh my gosh! All right, so fellas, it's not a thing. She's a pro. She's a grizzled vet, as we like to say.
Yeah,
Just
so
learn the other way, huh?
yeah, I know. And then I get all the questions from other waxers like, "Do you make them whole?" No, I just move it where it needs to go so I can get my work done. That's
Which
it.
is
So.
probably what causes certain physiological reactions. Because they're not, yeah. All right. So, okay. All right.
So yes, more male clientele is what I'm looking for, because if you guys are shaving, the shaving is not the look.
Right.
That's so old school. So let's get to the 2019 and start waxing.
And then hygienically.
And
Right.
speaking of that, so if you're a basketball player, if you do football, any type of sports that, older gym thing, yeah. So,
All right. I mean, but also just like when you show up, right? I mean, because I know you probably have stories. Look, I have people that get in my car and, oh my gosh, I just got to crack the windows because they just don't smell good. So, hygienically, like when you come through the doors of Aja Myhe's salon, should they have showered? before?
It would be a good thing, yes, to take a shower prior to getting a wax. Yes,
Maybe stop at the Wawa, take a quick bird bath in the sink or something. Just
something. I mean, but we do have a bathroom,
okay.
so you can freshen up in there if you need to.
Okay, all right. It's encouraged.
It's
Yeah, I got jokes. I got jokes. All right, so we are getting to that point in the episode that Asia's like nervous about, aren't you?
yes, you can't hear my heart beating.
It's all good. It's all good. And I'm trying to find my little clip here. I can make it work because I'm still learning how to use this thing. How about that?
Take your time.
Because you're not in any rush. Do you have any specials or anything that's going on with
I do not have any specials. Well, not for men. I do have some for women. So there is a Groupon deal. It's on Groupon. So it's pretty much about half off of our service.
Okay.
So there's it's $24.50 for one and $72.50 for three.
Okay.
If you're feeling generous and you just want to come into us, then $24.50 for our first time people as well.
So why don't you have anything for the men if you want more men customers? What's up with that?
You know what? I've done advertising for men. You know what? The men that I've gotten as clients pretty much sought out. They were the ones looking. So marketing as far as men hasn't been the greatest. You know, at one point I did have a deal on Groupon for men, but it didn't sell not one.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, once you become a regular, men are real loyal. So every man that has walked through that door still comes to me to this day. So I do give this special deals for men. It's like packages and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, because depending upon a man's situation, like. Not everybody's comfortable with everybody knowing what's happening down there. You know, so once you get that person that you know is comfortable with you, you know, you don't want to be running around town going to different wax things and so.
And there's not a lot. I think I'm one of 3 in the city that does male waxing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, it's about that time.
Would somebody please answer that?
Yeah, it's time for Down in the DM. Okay, she's nervous. You can see it on her face because she wasn't expecting this. And so here on the End Podcast Show, we like to highlight the ignorance and the buffoonery that happens in the DM conversations that happen online. It's just funny to me. I think it's hilarious. And the whole point of doing this is to remind people that when you type things out, maybe you should say it out loud before you hit the send button, because it's things that sound okay when you typed it out don't sound great when it's out loud. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pretend like this is what's that dating app that everybody was on before?
Tinder?
Yeah.
Oh, or P.O. Fish. P.O.
No, I never got on that one before Tinder. Yes.
Well, she letting stuff go. How was your DM? How's your DM traffic?
Very dry.
Very dry.
Very dry. I don't have these problems, but when I signed up on Tinder, even worse.
Oh, really? Okay. You're gonna have to send me some of those if you still got them.
I might have to activate that account again.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing, people. If you have those conversations, send the screenshots. You can follow me at DJ Silk on Instagram, or even better yet, hit up the End Podcast Show, or it's just the End Podcast on Instagram. So we have the account. You can also find me on Facebook, the same, the End Podcast, and a website is coming. I had the domain. It's www.theendpodcast.com. So if you have some interesting conversations that have taken place in your DMs, your texts, whatever, send them my way. I will protect your identity. I will never put anybody on blast. So, all right, so let's go. You get to start.
Ooh, Okay, I'm having a power moment. Okay, so all right. Hey, I'm feeling your vibe. You're lit, like lit.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. What's good with you?
You tell me. Actually, tell me what you like.
Wow, you really caught me off guard. 0 to 100 real quick with you, huh?
Don't tell me that you're the shy type. That's cute.
I'm not shy. I didn't expect for the convo to go this way. I'm surprised that you even reached out.
Why is that?
You're definitely sexy as hell. I know that you get a lot of attention, and I never thought that you'd be checking for someone like me.
Someone like you. I told you that I think you're lit. You're good. I'm thinking that we should go out sometime, like sometime soon.
Yeah, we can do that. Actually, how does Friday night sound? I'll take you to dinner.
I'm free Friday. You seem to have good taste based on what I've seen so far, so I'll let you pick the restaurant.
Well, that's awfully generous of you. Let me pick the spot.
Well, I'll try. By the way, I want to look nice for you, but I have nothing to wear. How do you feel about going shopping and helping me pick something else?
Actually, I like surprises. I don't know your wardrobe, so whether you got something new or old with me, it'll be new to me. Besides, I'm not worried about what you're wearing. No need to go shopping. Just at least be presentable. You know what I mean?
No, I want to have something fresh and new for you. Let's go shopping.
I'm good on the shopping thing. I'm not built for that right now.
Well, if shopping isn't your thing, just lace me with a few dollars so I can get something nice for you to wear.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course. What's the problem?
So we just met, and you're comfortable with asking me for money for the clothes? This is just crazy to me.
It's crazy that you think that's crazy. I'm not trying to have my time wasted.
So me buying you an outfit for the dinner date that I'm going to pay for because I did invite you out is your way of making sure that I don't waste your time?
Yes.
Okay. So does that mean that after dinner we're going to go fuck?
Oh, you are out of pocket now.
Yeah, I'm the one who's out of pocket. How dare I expect sex after buying clothes for you to wear on the first date?
I don't know what the problem is.
I do. You're the problem. I'm good on all this. I'm not interested in entertaining none of this. Good luck in life.
I hate a cheap ass. So you're just going to ignore me now? Hello?
And that's scene.
Hey.
Yay. So, I'm messing up. That was good. How was that?
That was fine. That was fun.
See? You thought it was so tough, right? Yeah, like her hands were sweaty, palms, all that
They
good stuff.
they still are.
Oh, it's all good. You did a great job. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, these things do happen. I mean, who was wrong in that scenario, in your opinion?
I think you were.
I was wrong? I was wrong because I didn't want to buy
Yeah,
an
because I
outfit?
was playing her, so no, I'm not wrong. But no,
she got
but yeah, she of course she was out of pocket. You can't ask nobody to buy you an outfit for your first date. I don't even know you like that.
Look, I mean the whole like, all right, the outfit was a bridge too far, but then to be like offended when he was like, oh, so we gonna fuck, which clearly, based on the way that conversation went, I don't think he was serious about that. But I do find it interesting how when like a lot of people, they have a whole lot of expectations like out the gate for the establishment when a relationship is being established, but they don't want to offer much on the back end.
Yeah, there's certain. Yeah, as you should though. You should have high expectations. You should expect.
No, I mean behavioral expectations versus lifestyle expectations.
Such as him buying an outfit. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a little bit much.
Right,
You're
that's what
supposed
I'm
to buy
talking
your
about.
own outfit.
Right.
But
Yeah. So I don't know. That was crazy.
Maybe the third date. Like,
Yo, how about like you buy your clothes and I buy my clothes, and then if whenever we get to a point where, if we get to that point, then yeah, like that kind of stuff can be like, yo, I'm
no,
gonna get
I
you an
agree.
outfit or whatnot. I mean, just like, and because I mean that we reenacted that, but that's really through DMs.
True, but you know what? That's how some people are. Some people expect those things. I would rather just be surprised. Like if you want to buy me an outfit, then buy me an outfit. But I'm not gonna ask you to buy me an outfit so we can go out.
So you know what's crazy about that though? The kind of man that would offer to buy an outfit for you on the first date is probably not the kind of man you really want to be with.
That is a true story.
Yeah, because I mean that opens the door for a lot of bad things. Just in terms of treatment and whatnot. Show me an abused woman who is living middle class, upper middle class, and I'll show you a guy that came through the door and was like using money to control and manipulate and whatnot. So, ladies, yeah, it might be the fantasy for the dude to come out and like I'll buy you out for the date and whatnot, but understand that if he's leading with the money and the material things, he's probably you're not going to like what's going to come to you down the road. So that doesn't mean you gotta find a broke dude, but I'm just saying, just use a little discretion. That's all. So,
Definitely.
all right. So it's time for advice columns. People submit advice, ask for advice from me. I haven't made music for this segment yet, so I need to get on that.
I
I'm
got it.
slacking again now.
Okay.
There you go. I appreciate that. So we got that. I'm gonna have to replicate that in the studio later. All right. So first question. I'm heartbroken. I was dating this great guy for the past few months, and everything was getting pretty good until we went away on vacation together, and he finally saw me without makeup and the other beauty tricks I use. Since then, he's been incredibly distant. This has happened to me before, which is why I'm hesitant about going natural. How should I handle this?
That made me laugh. Oh. Okay, so they've been dating for a few months.
Yeah.
And then they went on vacation and he saw the real her.
Right. Yes.
And she just wants to know what to do.
Well, he's distant.
Okay,
He's
so he's
lost it.
distant.
He's clearly he didn't like the natural her. And this has happened to her before, so she must be a very special looking lady.
Well, I mean, since they've been dating for a while, first thing you have to, I mean, bring it up in conversation if it's bothering you that bad. You would just want to see what his viewpoint. I mean, it's obvious, but is it something that is this how it's going to be from now on, or and then. That's why I don't wear makeup, and for that reason, I don't like makeup and the fake nails and all that other stuff. You get the real me, and either you hate it or you love it.
There you go.
So I say just going forward, just whatever your beauty regimen is, because you got to keep in mind that the guy is falling for what he saw in the beginning. So when you
Absolutely.
just let it out on them. It's a shocker. So you do something very subtle as far as your beauty regimen going forward, like maybe some light coverage, nothing too drastic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between enhancement and
And-
altering.
And altering, yes, because some of these contour jobs, I'm like, you see person. Oh my gosh! I'm like what?
Listen, I actually I had a friend, and like we never really recovered because I had always seen her made up, and I ran into her at a spot, and she didn't have any makeup on, and I legitimately did not know it was her until like at the place she answered the phone because it was a friend's shop, and she answered the phone, and then I put two and two together. But when I came in, she was like, "Hey B, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, like, oh like who you are. And then it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I tried to talk to her, and like it's always we never really recovered. Like we're cool, but before it was like we were brother and sister. Now it's like I'm the dude that lives down the street. We just in the same neighborhood. But I mean, it was that drastic of a difference between her made up and her not. And the thing is, not even that like she needed all that makeup, but the contouring and everything. I will say this about makeup and like so men obviously we're visual creatures. I think everybody's a visual creature, but men get the rap for that. So here's the thing, and I've always tried to explain this right because sometimes I mess it up. So if I see you, like let's say just on a natural scale, on a beauty scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most attractive you can be, you're a 7, 6.5, 7 without makeup on it, right? And if I see you as a 6.5, 7, you will always be at least a 7 in my mind. And then we go out and I see you with your makeup, and now you're a 10. Even after you take the makeup off, you're still gonna be that 6.5 and a 7. Mm-hmm. But if I meet you for the first time and you got your makeup on and you're a 10, and maybe you were still a 6.5 and a 7, but then I see you without your makeup, you're gonna go down to a 4 because
it's like, oh,
there's such a drastic thing. It's
yeah.
such a drastic change. So, look, everybody's free to do what they want, but you got to suffer the consequences for the decisions that you make. As Aja said, tone it down. Like it's all about enhancement, not alteration. And if you're packing shit on your face, it's not. Guys, we don't like that. We love when we see you in the gym dressed down, whatever. We really do like that. If you're putting on all the makeup and stuff for guys, we don't want it. We don't need it. Just look your best naturally, because
I agree. I think makeup is for us anyway.
right,
just for our own personal.
Yeah, like no, I mean that's the truth. It's the absolute truth. All right. So the next question. So for this girl, you're probably not gonna be able to salvage a relationship. So just moving forward, just either do less makeup or make sure you show your true self earlier on in the situation.
Or learn some tricks.
Or wait. Or wait. Like, yo, I'm not showing you nothing until after we get married. Like, like either or. But
oh man, no, that is truly deceptive. You can't do that. I mean, or you can't do that. No.
I mean, makeup in and of itself is deceptive. I mean, honestly, you guys can change how your face looks, how long your hair is, the color of your eyes, your eyelashes, your breast size, like with the push-up bra, the body shapers, your height. Like you could be a completely, totally different person.
I'm gonna get you suckers. The first thing that came to
I'm gonna get you suckers for the youngins. Check that out, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it is. I think we've gone a little bit too far with the beauty stuff, man. People just need to tone it down because, as speaking for myself, I love natural beauty. So, all right, next question. Let's see. I need your help. I just found out that my fiance is a fuck up. Everything was fine until we decided to get a place together. Then that's when the shit hit the fan. We couldn't get approved due to his incredibly low-ass credit score. His score is so bad that it would have been better if he had no credit history at all. It's so bad that now I won't loan him any money. After his dirty secret was exposed, he also admitted that his car insurance is extremely high due to accidents and tickets. So I'm at a loss. Should I stick it out with him or move on?
Repeat that first part. I got lost in that for a little bit, but
all right, that's cool. I need your help. I just found out that my fiance is a fuck up. Everything was fine until we decided to get a place together. That's when the shit hit the fan. We couldn't get approved due to his incredibly low ass credit score. So his credit is really bad. So, and she's not even willing to loan him any money because it's so bad, right?
Okay, so he's her fiance, and she just found out that he has my fucked up credit. Is that a deal breaker though? Is my question. Like, what else does he have going on? Because credit can be repaired.
Yeah. All right. So I know it's kind of tough for me. Yeah, it speaks to the person he is.
Well,
Okay, his behavior is like, so you don't get bad credit accidentally, like, and to have, it's not even just the credit, it's the insurance. So he's getting tickets, he's getting accidents. So like clearly he's not taking care of business.
yo, so she said, oh, so she mentioned tickets and all
Yeah,
that other
yeah.
stuff.
So their insurance is high. So
Oh,
like, so yeah, you can repair credit, you can improve your driving record, but the question is really, how is he as a person? Like, is he trying to improve, or he's still just going through life doing what he wants, when he wants, how he wants? So,
in that story. But you know what? Like, true, she knew this already, though.
no, she didn't.
She didn't know about the credit, but you had to. I mean, you don't just wake up and see somebody's behaviors and habits is irresponsible.
True.
So he's displayed something over this time. The red flags are always there.
Right, right,
Always
right.
there. So I think it was a lot of stuff that may have been ignored. Um, but it all comes down to deal breakers. Is that a deal breaker for you? I mean, what is he? Have you had the conversation? What is he going to do about it? Like, is he, like you said, is he planning to repair it, or is he just going to move through life that like he doesn't care? And if that's the case, then hasta la vista. Um, just so I'd just be ready to chalk everything. Just bye.
Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm actually on the same page.
Now, as far as the credit thing, like I don't agree with you as far as that, because I mean, out of all the friends that I know, I can't even name but maybe two of them who had that conversation coming up about credit. Like, I think a lot of us were kind of hit when we turned 18 and we go to the store and they offer us that card, and then, we try it.
Right,
And
right.
I know that was my case in the beginning. Like, they're like, oh, you want a card? I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you're approved. $500. All right. Well, now I want this.
Right, right. No, and I went through the bad credit thing too, and I'm so, like, this is one of the things I'm proud of. I think where the issue is, the challenge is like, you have to look at a person's their overall, like, everything's patterns, right? So if it's one thing to have messed up your credit and, like, all right, I'm trying to do better or whatnot, and it takes time to build your credit, but you don't disclose that. You let me walk into the place to try to get a place with you, knowing your credit's in the toilet, and now we're embarrassed. Like, now what are we gonna do? And then, oh, okay, now you got a bad driving record. So now we already have financial challenges just living, right? And so when you get together, if you get together with somebody that has bad credit and bad driving record, which affects their insurance, now it's making everything more expensive for you. So how do you grow together financially if somebody's an anchor?
True story, but and I mean, if you make it to a fiance, these are things that you should address before you get to that point, because now you're setting yourself up for marriage. So once you marry this man, his credit becomes your credit, and here's irresponsibility.
Right.
So somewhere was that conversation should have been had. She should have known his financial situation. I'm not blaming her, because of course he
So
he
nice.
takes a major role in it as well. But these are the kind of things, and that's why I feel like communication and, like, laying expectations down and just knowing, like, finding out exactly what you're dealing with, just laying all the cards on the table so you know
Right.
exactly what you're getting yourself into.
All right. So how, if you were her, what would you do?
If I were her, it would depend on
No.
our relationship, me and my fiance's relationship, and whether or not, because at that point, if she has good credit, what she could do, she could get the house in her name, and then if he's willing to work and get his credit together,
All right.
because then that comes into part that you guys are a team too. So ideally you would want someone that kind of matches you. You both have good credit. You both are responsible, but realistically, that's not. So you have to ask yourself, can you deal with that?
All right. So here's my suggestion.
I may not be a good person for this one, but go ahead.
No. I don't think you need to get married. You can stay together, and
True
if he
story.
shows change in the right way, then maybe move forward. But you're hitching your financial horses together, and his horse is not healthy, which means your horse is going to have to work even harder, and in the end, it could actually do damage. So if you're in love and this is really the person for you, you don't get married and keep your finances separate, and that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I definitely agree with that one.
Yeah, we gotta agree.
For real?
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take another quick break, and then we're gonna do the last question, and then close it out. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see you on the other side. Okay, and we are back. We're back. How are you
Welcome
feeling?
back. I'm feeling much, much better.
She just got real comfortable.
Now I think I'm about to be his second co-host.
There you go. See, look, Kiki gonna be like, I'm not coming next time.
She's gonna be getting dressed up, trying to get on the mic.
That's cool. Yes, Asia's daughter's over in the corner watching, giggling, giving us instant feedback. So I appreciate that. You ready for this last question?
I sure am.
Okay. All right. So my wife and I just had a beautiful baby boy. She and I are spiritual, but not religious. My mother-in-law is insisting that we have her son baptized, and neither my wife and I are crazy about that idea. We were hoping the baptism idea would just pass, but my mother-in-law keeps bringing it up. How should we handle this situation? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my gosh, you threw the dagger on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
They are spiritual. I'll let you answer that. You know what? I mean, honestly, if that, I'm just putting myself in that shoe. So if that's the situation that I was in, I would just have to have that conversation. That's always a hard conversation. Like when it comes to mother-in-laws and parents, when it comes to your kids, because they just want to tell us what to do. But at the end of the day, like, you and your wife, you know what's best for your child and what you want, how you want to raise them, because
Right.
and how you plan on. So if that's not something that you want to do, then you need to make that known to the
Mother-in-law. The mother-in-law. Is that where you stand?
Yeah, respectfully, though.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Right.
Yes,
Good.
that's where I stand.
That's good. All right. So where I stand on this is that just have the baby baptized. Because here's the thing, right? You got to pick and choose your battles. The baby is a newborn. He's not going to remember what happened. He's merely a prop in this situation. If they're not spiritual, if they're not religious, and then they kind of don't, it's not like they're Jewish or Islamic or they're practicing some other faith. They're just not necessarily overly Christian or want to be part. So there's no skin off their back to give the mother-in-law what she wants, which is to baptize a baby. You do, it's a couple hours on a Sunday. You sit back, the baby's not converted or anything because they don't know what's going on. He's just that situation, and then you move on, because it's not, I don't think that is where you take a stand to have that's not the stand you take, which could possibly make the situation with the relationship with the mother-in-law even worse. Because if she's not letting it go now, she's never going to let it go. So just pick and choose your battles. Not a big deal. Keep it pushing.
Yeah. It was a big enough deal for them to write about it, so.
Yeah.
So, maybe they feel strongly about that. That's a touchy situation. Because all my kids are baptized, so I can't say, but.
Yeah. No, and I get it. Religion is always a touchy thing, but it's if it's not your thing, it's not going to hurt the baby. And I think that's the thing. Like, all right, is this something that where you're piercing the baby's ears? Because I know some people have big issues with that. Like the baby goes on. There's no harm to the baby. Taking a stand is going to harm the relationship. So that's where I'm at.
Well, see, I don't know, because you know what? There is no... That conversation needs to be had. I'm just going to say that, because you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be now, though. There is no time frame in which you have to bet you can baptize a kid.
Absolutely.
You know?
Right.
So that's why they should have that conversation. Or is it that they feel strongly about not doing it? Is that what the issue is?
I get the sense that it's more about being forced to do something that they just don't
want
to
do.
Right. So, because again, if you're not, if you don't have spiritual, religious convictions one way or the other, then why are you even fighting? Like, it's not a fight worth having. Like, okay, so you take a stand on this for what? You know, you're not offering a different alternative for this child, like, oh, we're going to be Buddhist or something like that. And you're right, there is no time frame on having the child baptized, but the earlier you do it, the less the child remembers. So if you want to raise your child to be religiously agnostic, then, or I guess that's the right term, then yeah, you want to get all this stuff out of the way. She'll be happy, you know, you have a happy mother-in-law, and you can move on with your life, and then save that battle for something more significant, more important. Because there's no doubt that at some point in time, she's going to want to do something else that they're going to be against. So save the energy for that, and then you can always use it as leverage. Like, look, we didn't want to have the child baptized, and we let it happen. So, you know, this time you're going to have to give that whatever it is you're asking up. So that's where I'm at. Okay. I was waiting. Okay. There we go. All right. So it is about that time. Your impressions of this experience. It's good?
Yes.
Good fun. Okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. So it's time to bring this to a close. We have the closing music.
That music is so sad.
Yeah, it's chill. It's relaxing. It's reflective, right? So, have you learned anything from this? And I didn't usually. I prep everybody. I'm like, this is what we're gonna do, and I forgot to tell her, like, yeah, in the end, like, if you learned anything, share what you've learned or what you reflected upon. So, the offer to the audience. Is there anything that you
learned?
Or anything you want to share?
I'll share. I just want to say, for the record, I'm proud of you in this that you have going on. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when you reached out to me, you know, I definitely wanted to do this. So it helped me a little bit. I learned now, you know, just because that's always been like interviewing and being on TV and being on the radio and stuff like that. I mean, I get nervous. So
you did a wonderful job.
learned how to just, you know, take advantage of go with the flow and take advantage of the moment.
You did a wonderful job.
But yes, I wish you much success in this.
Well, thank you. This is just one piece of the cog of the machinery of what I got coming. So, but no, I really do appreciate you setting aside your fears and apprehensions and all that thing, because she came in looking shook. Like, it was a dentist office, and she was gonna have to get some teeth pulled, man. Like, so I do appreciate that. And actually, what I learned was that men do come to your shop and get work done, and it's all in the nether regions, and Asia is not bothered by an erect penis. Go.
Whoa!
Yes.
Send everybody here my way.
That is beautiful. That's a wonderful thing. She's just about her business. Let's move to the left. It's all right. You know, it probably makes it easier that way, right?
You know what? I'd rather be in control. So yes.
There you go. Okay. And so once again, why don't you give out any information you want them to have, like your website, the address, your social media, all that kind of stuff. Maybe you can get your DMs popping.
Yes. So once again, Aja Myhe Wax and Beauty Lounge. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Aja Myhe Wax. Same thing for Instagram at Aja Myhe Wax, which is AjaMyheWax. Our telephone number to our shop is 302-597-7444. And we are located 2417 West Newport Pike. We are, I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with all of the car dealerships or G-Spot tattoos. We are across the street from them.
Okay.
So.
And, it's Google Maps, and she has great reviews. I looked it up. Very great reviews on there.
Yes, I never got to see. That was a challenge. That was definitely a challenge.
People's reviews. So.
We have all together, oh my gosh, we have almost 700 reviews, and we are still 5 stars. Woo! That is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do.
That speaks to the quality of your work. So, and you can find her on Groupon. You can find the Groupon, and maybe we can convince her into trying a Groupon for men again. I don't know. We'll see how that works. But so make sure you reach out to her. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, but it's there at DJ Silk. That's DJ SILK. You can also please follow the show, The End Podcast, on Instagram at The End Podcast, and that is on Instagram as well as a Facebook page. And the website will be coming soon, and you can also check out my absent host Angie Jerez at Angie_Jerez on Instagram and angiejerez.com. So it's ANGIEJEREZ. All right, until the next time, have a good one. We're out.